My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by people practicing Scientology. So, for a full report of what Scientology is and what they have done to me, please refer to my other videos. At this moment, I have to report criminal activity. So, what I can tell you to start off with, there are more than 3 dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions. We have biology in these extra dimensions, 12 dimensions worth of organs and tissues we utilize while we are alive and in the afterlife. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before they die. They remove it from themselves, and they use technology and techniques to turn them into upper dimensional vehicles, biologies that can be driven through the upper dimensions. Aliens. Scientologists are driving aliens on Earth at this very moment. There are a group of people on Earth driving aliens onto my location and using these aliens to harm me and my family. They have installed technology in my brain, extra dimensional technology, which assimilates me into a hive mind. I am assimilated or interfaced to a computer system along with a whole group of individuals. They call it a hive mind. These other individuals are practicing Scientology. They are driving aliens onto my location. So these humans on Earth are driving aliens into my home, using these aliens to harm me badly. And then they harass me badly. I'm talking about bad. Every word that comes out of their mouth is harassment. Today I've been victim shamed badly. Say this is my fault. I've done something wrong that justifies their criminal behavior against me. I've been watching them murder people for 14 years. They torture, rape, murder, molest, mutilate, dissect. They put gear in our bodies, in our brains, and in our sexual organs. The whole inside of my brain is lit up like a light bulb. The brain tissue that I have remaining, they have removed most of it. They harass me constantly. So there's a guy, right now they're showing him being behind me. He's a kid in the military or the CIA or the military. That's what he claims to be. Just a few seconds ago, he said, "Ha ha, I got your ass." A human on Earth saying that to me inside of my own home. Yes, the fat kid from Yumas or the guy from the Air Force or whoever. So these people, it started out, there was a whole group of them. Then when I started making videos, they started doing something, making lookalikes. So they make whole new alien forms that look alike themselves. And they are killing these lookalikes and leaving themselves untouched. They say as long as they get it on video, it's all that counts. They're making a snuff film with this technology. They mutilate me badly, especially my sexual organs and my brain. One guy said you shouldn't say he kills kids. No, you shouldn't say he kills kids. See, you're doing this from a place where everyone in the world can see for all time. The past, the present, and the future. They're killing kids. all throughout history, all this religious zealotism and bullshit cult society that Scientology has given us. Everybody that sees the heavens goes on a goddamn rampage and starts killing kids. Because you're torturing innocent pets and a human being in outer space the whole time screaming because you kill kids. When it's a lie, and this whole thing started way before anything bad happened. I begged and pleaded and pleaded and pleaded, and you wouldn't stop. Harassment and assault every day of my life for the last 14 years. Then people started going nuts. These Scientologists started turning my friends and family into surrogates. They even turned me into a surrogate once. Tried to get me to commit some criminal activity. I knew I was being driven. I walked away. Somehow I still had some kind of control, because I turned around and ran. No, I'm not a surrogate today. I was very inebriated at the moment. A friend drugged me. I do not consent. I do not consent for you to speak to me. No, I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. He's trying to say he's a cop. He's allowed to do this. No, you're not. You're breaking the law. This is against the law. You are breaking the law. I do not consent for you to speak to me. I am in my own home, safe and sound. You are breaking the law. I'm going to call the cops again. I'm going to call the cops again. They won't shut their mouths. They run them nonstop 24/7 because they are abusing substances, and their technology has a narcotic-like effect upon them. This neural tech they use stimulates brain tissue. It releases dopamine. It elevates neurochemicals. Plus, it elevates hormones such as testosterone. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon these users. Plus, they are abusing substances on top of it. They're twacked out of their heads. They're addicted. They won't stop. They're irritable, raging lunatics. They like to torture and mutilate, molest, and rape people. This is Scientology. It's all they do. They take people from their hive mind, usually followers, and it's usually a female. Rape, murder, molest, torture, mutilate, and then sometimes they go to hell. Also, this guy can stay twacked out of his fucking head, raping people and stealing body parts from the public. They kidnap people they are attracted to. Scientologists do. Whether it's sexual attraction or attraction to intelligence, or you have some kind of ability or authority or something they desire, they will kidnap you using technology. You will start seeing things and hearing things, and they try to control you, tell you what to do, where to go, when you can eat, when you can sleep. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. I'm being harassed badly. You're breaking the law. He's saying, look, kids, this is how you act when you know you've been caught by the police. That's what he just said to me. I'm in contact with the police. I have filed multiple police reports. I say, it's your ass. So this guy that has been stealing body parts from me is trying to set me up somehow. So he gets off at the end. All this rape and murder and torture and molestation and making surrogates and killing kids and killing all these goddamn people, he's going to try to get away with it by calling me all these bad names in court when he goes to court. He's going to call me a child molester and a kid killer and a drug addict and all these bad, horrible names. demeans me and defames me every chance he gets. Says that I've done all these horrible things. It's a lie. I've been kidnapped by Scientology. Another one. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You are breaking the law. So when it started out, there were a bunch of people doing this. Now they have lookalikes being driven by a few people, by one or two or three people. They made a bunch of surrogates that look like their alien forms. And now they're driving those around, committing the same criminal activity that this group of people was doing. And they hope that the surrogates will be killed and they will be left alone. They're doing the same thing in the third dimension. They have lookalikes, people in place to take the blame for what goes down, for what's going to happen. There's going to be bloodshed again. They're going to take innocent lives again to try to get away with torture and murder and rape, molestation, body snatching, kidnapping, intellectual property theft. I want to say, you just called yourself a child molester. No, I didn't. You're calling me a child molester. It is well documented on planet Earth what Scientology has done to people and what they become. It is well documented. We're watching an endless stream of dead and missing and tortured and mutilated people since the 60s. Endless stream. And it's usually the wives of some well-to-do fucking Scientologist that has paid his dues and became an alien form. They take out their fucking loved ones and other people in the hive. They kill other Scientologists and other people that are not Scientologists. Now he's laughing, saying, "Oh, you think you can blame it on them and get away with it? What the fuck have I done? Do I have to show up at the police department again and tell them what the fuck is going on? Because I told them. I tell them all the time. Real people don't think this way. Real people don't think like you think. We don't take surrogates and steal body parts and kidnap people. We don't think if a guy does something wrong, we can go take him out and take his shit. We don't think like that in the third dimension. Only Scientologists do because they take people's lives. They take people's shit. They take over lives. Best case scenario, you become a familiar. You get assimilated, forced to assimilate into this hive mind. And maybe they let you drive an alien. Maybe they let you have an alien form. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is being tortured to death and you go to hell in the afterlife. You get tortured in the afterlife too. And the government is doing it with them. Government and civilian alike. Want them to say, yep, that's why you're screwed. They're rambling again, running their mouths. He can't stop talking. He has too much dopamine and norepinephrine in his brain. He is high on technology and he is abusing narcotics. He won't shut up. And it's all harassment. He can't stop talking. He goes in between uh, harassment, demeaning, and defames me and victim shames me. He goes back and forth between that and then trying to come up with some narrative which justifies their criminal behavior against me. They come and says, well, you did this and you did that and you did this, so we can do whatever we want to you. And it's a lie. Drug use. I've never killed anybody or I would be in jail or dead. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. Stop. You're breaking the law. Stop talking to me. You're breaking the law. I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. You're breaking the law. Stop talking to me. You're breaking the law. I'm being harassed. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. Now they're saying I'm having a bad thought pattern. You're breaking the law. They harass me and assault me every day. They want me to go crazy and hurt somebody or kill myself. It's what they want to do. It would make their jobs so much easier if I actually did something wrong so they could show people that I had done something wrong, that I had to be stopped. It would make their life so much easier if I went and did something wrong. So they try to manipulate me, torture, rape, threats, harassment, beratement, victim shaming, premeditating my death. torturing my animals and my family, sending us to hell, making us suffer. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You are breaking the law. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law. No, leave. You're breaking the law. I do not consent for you to speak to me. You're breaking the law.